Hello, welcome or welcome back to Life on the Fringe. Today we are doing another interview for Pride Month. We have a special guest, Maddie, who may sound familiar, or at least the name to you, because we have talked about her a lot on this channel recently. She is my sister Elena's girlfriend, and she identifies as bisexual. So we're going to be talking about bisexuality today.
Yay.
Um, Speaking of, I wanted to. I'm going to Pride this weekend,
Are.
and so I bought this little bisexual necklace, and I thought that you would like it.
That's really cute.
Thanks.
Aw.
Yeah, I it was like $6, and I was like, heck yeah,
Online you buy it?
Pride, huh?
Did you buy it online?
Yeah, around on Amazon. I'm like an
Okay.
Amazon addict. I'm like constantly buying things off of Amazon.
Aw. That's gonna be so fun.
I know, I'm very excited. I'm going with my friend Andrena.
Mhm.
Um, I bought a whole fit. I am like so excited. So, speaking of fashion and the arts and whatnot, um, when Elaine and I were talking, she mentioned that the way that she found out about like just being gay as a concept was through watching like YouTube videos and like um, she mentioned like a specific music video. Is there anything like in the media that helped you like either learn about the community or something that like clicked with you and you were like, ah, this?
Yeah, probably YouTube.
Yeah.
Probably like I think I started watching YouTube in like 2010, 2011.
Hmm.
I probably found out through like what's his name? Like Tyler Oakley.
Hmm.
I think that community is where I started watching like Grace Helbig and stuff.
Hmm.
And Hannah Hart. Yeah, I think that's where I found like a big community of like people who found like were like connecting to these YouTubers, and then I found myself connecting to them. I think it was that and music videos like um like you could watch music videos on your TV. I forget what the app was, but back in 2011, definitely that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Are there any either YouTubers or artists that you follow now that are part of like the LGBTQ plus community that you would recommend for other people to check out?
Um,
Like for example, I absolutely still am in love with the Queens, Rose and Rosie. To me, they will never be taken off off the pedestal on YouTube.
every so often I'll check in on them because I used to watch them a lot, like
Hmm.
2015, I think. Um, of course, what's his name? Mitch and Scott from Pentatonics. They
Hmm.
used to have like a YouTube video or YouTube channel. Um, I love them as artists. They have like a group together. Who else? Who else? Who else? I can't think of anyone right now.
That's okay.
Uh,
Um,
it's
yeah,
because
I
it's
think
so hot here. It gives you like fog brain, I think. Humid it is.
it's so hard. It really is very hard visiting your girlfriend in Hawaii. Like,
So hard.
I, ca- I just, I feel so bad for you.
she's she's at work right now, so I told her I'd clean up, I'd do the dishes, told her I'd have a hot meal ready when she got.
um, so speaking of dating, so one video that we did with Elena was talking about what it's like to date bisexual women. We interviewed Elena and Stan. Um, what is your experience dating a gay woman, like dating someone that has a different sexual identity than you?
In terms of like just general,
Yeah.
um,
Like, have there been any like challenges where like maybe like you didn't really understand like her identity or she didn't understand yours or things that you've had to confront together as a
I
couple?
definitely think it's more so. I mean, because I completely understand her.
Hmm.
It's probably the vice versa though, where I would be like, oh, he's so cute or something like that. We were watching Loki, that show on Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And I mentioned about what's his name, Tom Hiddleston, I think it is. I was like, oh, he looks so good in this, and she kind of will just look at me like, and I know what she's thinking. She's probably thinking, oh, he's such a generic white man. Like things like that. I'll go, oh my goodness, like he looks so good or whatnot. He's so cute, and I can just see like the gears in her head like short circuiting. She's like, what do I say? Um, yeah, I definitely understand her. I think better than um probably she understands my bisexuality, if that makes sense, because we both um we have that attraction in common for
Mhm.
women, girls, whatever. Um, but I don't think at any point she ever really truly was attracted to a man. So she probably talked about that. She's like, I had boyfriends, but
Yeah, I think it's also probably different. I think the idea of like understanding either like straight people or like gay people who aren't bisexual or pansexual. Um, I think the default in our heads is that you're attracted to like one gender. Like as a
right,
society, that's a very like that's a societal norm. And so
right,
I think that can be like something that's like difficult for people to understand about bisexuality or pansexuality, where you're attracted to like multiple genders.
right.
And I think conceptually, this dog has been barking all freaking day. um, but anyhow, um, yeah, I think like conceptually, like that's the norm. Even when like people break that norm to like date or be attracted to people of the same gender as them, um, I think it's harder for people to like grasp being attracted to like a vastly different set of people, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean.
Um, so have you and her ever experienced like any sort of like bigotry like while you're out like together, and how did you like deal with that if you have?
Um, I can't think of any times. There's been a few times where I'll get the two of us are together in like a store and I'll get hit on and
Mhm.
I'm like, that's my girlfriend right there. And usually they're like thinking we're lying or something.
Mhm.
Uh, they'll say, oh, like, oh, you're joking, or something like that. That's the closest thing I can think of to where it's like we're not being considered like a serious couple. I mean, I guess some people like if girls were out in public and they didn't want to get hit on, I guess you could use that as a kind of don't like leave me alone. You could say, oh, this is my girlfriend. But I don't know. I think he thought we were lying and like joking.
Mhm.
Um, but uh, like just plain bigotry, I can't think of any time. Um, I
That's
don't
very
know.
good. I'm very happy for you.
Well, yeah, and I don't. I think it is because when people look at us, they usually probably oh they're like they're friends, they're best friends, you know.
Mhm.
Unless they're like talking to us, I don't think from first glance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
If we
definitely.
have that image that invites people up to us, like to say some sort of hateful. I don't know. I think we've been pretty lucky, yeah,
Mhm.
going out in public and not, you know, getting into arguments or fights.
Mhm. But I do think it's interesting you mentioned like, you know, like kind of like someone thinking that you're not actually a couple or like being perceived as friends.
Right.
Um, I think that's a I know that one of my friends brought over their girlfriend once. One of my girlfriends brought over their girlfriend, and my friend like didn't realize that like they were dating for
Yeah.
a solid like one of our close friends, like me and my friend Andrena. and Joanna had the date, and our friend like did not pick up that this was like their partner, and they'd gone out for like months by this point, and we were trying to like get his opinion. Like, do we
Yeah.
like her? Do we should she stay? Like, what do we think? And he legitimately, they were holding hands and like sitting on each other's laps, and it was just like, and he was like, I just thought they were friends. Like, why didn't you tell me?
They look like such close friends. I had no idea. I saw them kissing, but I just thought it was friendly.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
Um, yeah, and afterwards it was like funny, but also just like odd, because I think that's something that's like more unique to like women dating women relationships,
Right.
because it's like women are more affectionate, or like seen assumed to be more affectionate.
True.
So like you get the
Yeah.
gal pals thing. Like,
Right. Yeah. Women in general are just very like touchy feely, like love language wise. It's definitely like hugging and if I saw two girls holding hands, like I don't know, it's just like sometimes it is a friendly gesture, just like, hey, hold my hand.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that will change, like the more people who are like out and like with their partners, like dating people, because I wonder if fewer people will like hold hands with someone who's not their partner,
Right.
just because I think people are starting to like learn that like if two people are holding hands, they're dating. You can't just like make a guess like based on
Yeah.
like the
They
genders.
don't want to be perceived as
Yeah, or just like, you know, like don't want to be like perceived, and don't want to like look like they're trying to be something that they aren't too.
yeah,
I just think it'll be interesting to see how like same-sex relationships affects like gender norms.
yeah. I feel like it definitely already has changed a bunch,
Hmm.
you know, with like the whole it's really popular. What's that saying? Or like guys, no homo, dude, no homo, bro. Like they're actively conscious of their like behavior and is, oh my gosh, is this going to be perceived as gay? Like that's a huge thing
Hmm.
with guys my age, frat guys and things like that.
Hmm. No, definitely. I remember I was at a frat party once, and this guy was like sitting like on the top of something. I don't know. He was above the rest of us, and his shoe was untied, and another guy was sitting like kind of beneath him.
Yeah,
So I was like, hey, like you should tie his shoe. Like if he jumps off, like dude's gonna trip.
right.
And he like refused to do it because he was like, oh, that's so gay. And I was like, it's tying a shoe. What about this is
I'm
gay?
literally tying someone's shoe. That's just nice. Wow.
I literally was like dumbstruck, and I turned to Andrena and I was like, is that why we're gay? Like, we just tie people's shoes?
Tying the knot.
Um, so moving away from relationships and more just to about you as an individual, um, you mentioned like YouTube, kind of like getting to know more about like sexuality through that. Um, Once you had kind of figured out that you identify as bisexual, what was it like trying to navigate the world, or like coming out to the world, or what have you?
Um, like it wasn't. I mean, it was kind of that feeling where you kind of know yourself better than anyone else, and kind of knew your whole life, sort of thing.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I wasn't as kind of sheltered as Elena was,
Mhm.
so I didn't like necessarily discover being gay
Mhm.
at a certain age. I kind of always knew like what it was, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, so I didn't necessarily feel like I had to come out to the world or whatever because I already come out to myself. I'd already been comfortable with like the terms, like, you know, the attraction at a really young age. And that's part, like, mostly actually because of my brother.
Mhm.
My brother is gay,
Mm.
so yeah, I already knew like what being gay was, what bisexuality was. I didn't feel like I needed to come out to anyone.
Mhm.
Um, and all my friends kind of already knew, um, because yeah, in
Mhm.
middle school, I kind of, I didn't really tell most people just because I just figured it wasn't as big of a part of my personality then. I didn't want to make it all about me. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
didn't want to make that the biggest part of my personality was, hey, I'm bisexual. Like, if it just came up, it kind of just came up naturally.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. Um, it wasn't something that like I think we are similar in that respect. I was shocked when Elena told me when we were talking about like her not knowing what gay was until Lily mentioned it to her. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, we grew up together. How could you not know what this is? like,
No, and that's
uh,
crazy to me. It's like, I know you guys weren't sheltered, so I don't know if she just like kept to her own little world. I don't know.
yeah, I was like
Yeah.
dumbfounded because I remember like when I Kissed a Girl came out, by
Right.
Katy,
Yeah.
and that was on the radio, and we were sheltered. Like my mom like did not want us listening to the song, uh,
Right.
but it was everywhere. You could not listen to that
Right.
song.
Yeah.
Um, but I guess my mom kind of succeeded in like keeping the song away from her. But my mom
Mhm.
and I got into a ton of arguments over that song and like other songs where it was like, I don't see why this is an issue for me to listen to this.
Right. Yeah. How old were you when you were getting
Oh,
into?
I was in middle school, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're like 13, 14.
Hmm.
Wow.
And I was just like, I
You're
think
like,
that was the peak of my mom's like sheltering phase. Um,
yeah.
and she's like a great person. And I have an interview with her that you can watch up here. But uh, I was just like, at that point in our lives, she was like very, very like religious. And
Right.
I like was constantly pushing the envelope. So it probably
You're the
was true.
pioneer of the siblings. You were the pioneer.
Yeah, I was a very unpleasant person to live with.
I can't believe you got into arguments. That's so funny. I wish I could like listen to one.
Yeah.
Why does it matter? It shouldn't matter.
Mhm. Well, and she's always been she's always had like gay friends and whatnot, but she was so I like it wasn't just about like it being like about like by curiosity.
Right.
It was like so sexually explicit because like we also couldn't listen to like Teenage Dream by Katy Perry or
Okay.
like um oh, what is her other song about aliens?
Oh, E.T.
Yes, couldn't listen to that either.
Oh my,
Really, the whole
that's so
lineup of
funny.
Katy Perry songs was
My
banned.
my experience was the complete opposite. I had little to no parental control in anything, especially music. Like, mm-mm. That's so funny.
Yeah, yeah. It was a time. It was very much a time.
Yeah.
So you've obviously like been out for a while, and you've been dating Elena for like forever. It seems like. Um, uh,
Really? Yeah.
like I was trying to think back, like in my mind, like how old I was when you guys started dating, and I
I
couldn't
don't even
think of
think
when it was.
we were together.
Hmm.
I think it's been maybe 6 years, I think.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. It's like, I wonder if she knows the exact amount of time, because we've kind of stopped keeping track, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She's probably gonna see this and yell at me though. She's like, it's 6 years. How could you forget? I don't know if it's 5 or 6 though. I think it is 5. I think it's
I would
5.
say that sounds right.
I don't think it's.
I could see it being either one, but I know she came out freshman year, and you were dating like shortly after that, or like around then.
Yeah,
And
it was
that'd be
summer before sophomore year.
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, it's just been very special to be able to, in such like integral parts of our lives together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, early ages, early 20s, late teens. It's a big step and change in someone's life, and um, it's very special to be able to go through that with someone, at the same age as you, at the same like level, going to university, growing and changing together, but still maintaining that relationship, and kind of doing your own thing by yourself with your own in your own world, but then coming back together and it being just as special, just the same, like, just a really solid, like, unbreakable bond that you'll always have. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if we're away from each other for 6 months or like 6 years. It's still that like bond that we have, and because it was started so young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely unbreakable. So
So cute.
yeah, you're welcome.
This will just be called a love story.
This is
Bisexual
me
edition.
talking about how much I love Elena for blank amount of time.
Yeah. No, I think that's great, because I do think something that's like missed in conversations around like just representation in general, either in the media or on YouTube, is the just the like romance part of
Yeah,
like relationships.
yeah.
So no, I think this is very important. Excuse. Sorry, Stan just sent me a photo.
Um,
But yeah, something I think that's like very much overlooked in the media or movies that have like same-sex people in them,
yeah.
um, or same-sex relationships in them, is the just like the affection and the normalcy
Mhm.
of the relationships. Because
Yeah,
you
the love
have
does.
experienced like you were saying, like you've been like feeling very supported, and obviously it's like presents its own challenges being in like a same-sex relationship versus not.
Mhm.
Um, but so much of like what you've talked about and shared and what I know to be true of your relationship is like just normal relationship things, like having to
I
figure out what you're doing for college, like doing long distance, um, cute little like dates and prom, you know, like I think that's like very important. So
yeah.
in that regard, as kind of like a second to last question, um,
Yeah.
what would be your like favorite like memory of you and Elena that like you feel comfortable sharing?
Oh, this right now. This is the
Yeah.
time of my life. I've been saving up since, I would say, a good year and a half to 2 years. I've been saving my money
Hmm.
from working different jobs to eventually come out here to Hawaii. I originally wanted to stay the whole summer, but I couldn't. So I've been here for 6 or 7 days now,
Hmm.
and we are just having so much fun. Just because we've FaceTime during long distance, and she showed me her house and showed me the views, and just to be able to like experience that now with her.
Hmm.
Um, it's always so special, like showing someone something really important to you.
Mhm.
And I know she's very happy that she gets to show someone else something new for the first time.
Mhm.
Like, take me here, show me this, and show me that.
Mhm.
This is by far the best. Like, this is my first trip, and it's awesome that I'm with her. So
Ah,
this
oh,
is by far the most fun, and it's not even one weekend. I think tomorrow's my first weekend.
mhm.
It's amazing. Yeah,
My little heart.
yeah, I know.
Wow, wow. Such goals. Um, okay, so then last question. So as you know, this is part of like my Pride interview series, and a lot of people like come out during Pride. So
Mhm.
what would be your advice to like bisexual people out there who are coming out this June from your lived experience? Any advice or for people who are wanting to
The
be
buys,
sorry, go ahead.
advice for the buys.
Yeah.
Mm,
We're a chaotic mess of people. We need advice.
don't let anyone tell you that you're not valid or to like choose one or pick one.
Mhm,
Um, or especially, I know it's a thing if you're, let's say, you're in a relationship with the opposite sex,
mhm,
and you come out as bisexual. It's still just as valid. If you're in a relationship with, you know, a man
mhm,
as bisexual. A lot of times people will think, you know, how are you bisexual? You have a boyfriend. That's can I cuss?
mhm,
That's bullshit. Yeah. Um, yeah. You have your own identity. You are valid, and anything anyone else ever says to try to make you feel invalid is crap. That's what I've learned from being bisexual. Is that yeah, you'll get a lot of like people trying to second guess, make you second guess yourself. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Uh, so yeah, you can definitely be attracted to more than one gender. It's possible. Um, yeah,
You hear?
it's kind of a you're just kind of who you're with because who you like. It's kind of a what's the term, like a buffet in life. You know what I mean? It's just
Mhm,
fun. You know, it's
mhm.
amazing. Yeah.
No, I definitely agree with that.
Amazing.
Um, so thank you for so much for doing this interview.
Sure.
Um, and if any of y'all watching have any questions for me or for Maddie, you can leave them in the comment section down below. If you want to see more of our content, Pride interviews or otherwise, click subscribe, ding the bell button to know when we post, which is every day. And I hope you have a wonderful day and a very happy Pride. Bye!